welcome. I'm Belle, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about methodologies and approaches if you are an English teacher. And also if you are an English student, please stick around because I think this video will be interesting for you too, because as a student, you also have to deal with methodologies and approaches. So I think it's kind of a good idea for you to dip your toe into this world a little bit. But before we do that, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I put a new video every single Friday. I put videos for teachers and students. And also don't forget to follow me on all my social medias. The link will be in the description down below. So follow me especially on my Instagram, because I always talk to you guys there, interact with you guys. I ask you guys questions and you can tell me your opinions on things, and I love that. I love the interaction that we have that. So please follow me there. And don't forget to check out my TikTok, my Twitter. I post a lot of funny videos on TikTok, and you can always learn a thing or two there, so make sure to check it out. And if you are an English teacher, check out my course, Be the Material. The link will be in the description down below as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's go right into the video. If you do my course, Be the Material, you will be a little familiar with the things that I'm gonna tell you guys, because I've received some feedback, especially when it comes to methodologies, and I feel like some of you, especially if you are a new teacher or if you've been teaching for a long time, there is a big possibility that you're not comfortable changing the methodology that you already use, the idea that you already have in your mind. That's very common, and that's fine, honestly, because it's very hard to lose some old habits, and that's fine. And if you are starting out, it's very hard to open your mind. I'm not saying that you're closed-minded. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's hard because it's so much information when you're starting out that it's hard to learn about the other methodologies and feel comfortable changing them and adapting them according to your groups. That's a big challenge. It was very challenging for me when I was starting out as a teacher. It was, let me tell you guys, I had a hard time with that. It took me so many years and so much experience to finally feel comfortable adapting the methodology, because I felt like the methodology was, the Bible, and we had to, live by the Bible, and we couldn't change it for, any group or any student, and that's not true. So that's what I want to talk to you guys today, because I've received so many people, telling me that they feel uncomfortable changing the methodologies. They feel like, one methodology, one specific methodology is the answer. And I feel like that happens especially with the communicative approach. And I understand that because it is an approach that has been so much talked about and so much used. And it was really good because this methodology came to change the game. It was a game changer, because before this methodology we had audiolingual, which I still use sometimes, especially for drilling. And we also have we used to have the traditional approach, which is, the traditional way that some people still use nowadays. I don't use it, to be honest. There is always a few elements that we can use now, but it's not really my cup of tea. If you are a teacher who has been teaching for a long time, there's a big possibility that you use at least a few elements from the traditional approach. But I highly suggest that you try new things, because the students know that. The students have an idea of what's traditional, what's audiolingual, what's communicative. And honestly, when I started teaching private lessons, I had a big eye-opener, because before that, when I was working at a school, they had a very severe line of thought that only the communicative approach works. There is no other way. Nobody learns by with any other methodology. This is the only methodology that works. And I worked there for like over 10 years. So that was so impregnated in my mind, that was so challenging for me to change. No shade to the school, by the way, it is a great school, they do their best. They are like reference when it comes to English teaching. They are really good, but they have that idea that because the communicative approach came to change the game, that's the only solution. And then I had my first student, and my first student wanted nothing to do with the communicative approach. And I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Because he's not gonna learn anything if I don't use the communicative approach, because that's the only way. That's like the Bible. And I've even called the Scrivener's book Learning Teaching, which I love, by the way. Again, no shade, I love Scrivener. He's the king. He's amazing, absolutely amazing. I still call the book like the Bible as a joke, obviously. I still use a lot of that book, but depending on the student, you don't have to follow it like 100%. You don't have to follow it to the T. It's fine if you change and adapt some things, and that's what I learned when I started teaching private classes. And please tell me in the comments below if you've had similar experiences, if you've had experiences where your students don't want the approach that you're used to using. So if you've had any situations where your students, demanded something different, especially private students, because they're paying a lot of money, because it's not cheap at all. So they are paying a lot of money, and they definitely don't want you to use something they don't want. They are paying you because they know that they did not adapt to the methodologies that the schools use, because it's very common for a school to use only one methodology because they have to cater to a lot of students in a classroom. But if it's a private class, then it's definitely possible to adapt it more easily. So that's something that I had to deal with, and I'm so glad that I had to deal with that, because that first experience taught me so much. And he's still my student, and he's amazing. He's improving every single day. He's amazing. And he was like a real beginner, and he had tried to learn English so many times before, and now he's just taking off. And I really think that this has been a great experience for both of us, for him and for myself, because I've learned so much. So please tell me in the comments below. Tell me I'm not alone. Please tell me in the comments below if you've had any life-changing experiences like this one. So tell me if you've had an experience like this that made you change your mind, made you open your eyes, open your mind, and see that one approach, one methodology is not the only way, that there are other possibilities. For example, I've told you guys that I love drilling. I love drills. And of course I have to adapt them in a way, I have to do them in a way that the students feel more comfortable, because drilling can be boring, but as I told you guys many times before, if you buy it, they will buy it too. So if you like it, there is a big chance that they will like it too. If you feel excited, I told you guys about my personality and how I act in the classroom. I'm very active. So every teacher has a singularity about them. So again, tell me in the comments below what your singularity is as a teacher. I would love to know that, because again, you can adapt the methodologies according to your personality. And with that said, you can use that activity that comes from the audiolingual approach, which is a very old-fashioned approach, you can use it and change it, adapting to your students, to your personality, to your needs, and you can still take advantage of that characteristic of the audiolingual approach, but adapting it to a more modern class. It's totally fine to do that. So I just wanted to say that it's fine to adapt the methodologies. Adapt the methodologies, it's fine. Especially when you teach English as a second language like me. You know, your culture, your country, all those things affect. So it's very unfair to think that only one methodology is enough for everybody to learn, because people are different. People learn in a different way. And especially if you teach private classes, it's fine. If you teach a group, it's fine too. I mean, groups are very, very different. And it's fine to adapt. It's fine to listen to your students. And something that I've learned is that it's not, of course, you went to college, you graduated, you've been studying English and how to teach English for a long time probably. I mean, this is your livelihood, so you know what you're doing. But it's okay to listen. It's okay to listen to the students. It doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing. It means that you know so much that you are able to listen to them and to adapt the situation according to their needs. It's fine to listen. You should listen. Guess what? All those old-fashioned methodologies, they went away because people started listening to the students. If you haven't read Scrivener's book, Learning Teaching, it's all about that. It's all about listening to the students. He ran so many experiments with the students, and that's how he started teaching the approach that he talks about in the book. So it's crucial to listen to the students. Crucial. Times change, things change, people are different. Listen to your students. Doesn't matter if they're 5 years old or 80 years old. I have an 80-year-old student who kills it. She's incredible. And I listen to her every day because it's not the same way that I teach an 11-year-old, obviously, because she has a different reality. And an 11-year-old has a different reality. I mean, it's a preteen. And it's not the same way that I teach a 4-year-old, because again, another reality, and it's important to listen to them. Just listen to them, okay? That's my final statement. Just listen to your students. Don't be afraid to adapt. And please, I would love to hear your comments. So I would really like to know your experiences. So please tell me in the comments below if you've had an eye-opening experience like this. Whether it is with a student, with a school, with a group, tell me in the comments below, because I would love to know, because, you know, my eye-opener was with my private student, my first private student. So I would really like you guys to tell me about your eye-opener. So tell me in the comments below. Don't forget again to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias and check out my course, Be the Material. So one more time, thank you guys so much for watching, and I see you next Friday for a brand new video. Bye!